they got hired from here, or they accidentally fell in, or they had a summer job. And I think I'm the rare exception that, I was born and bred for property management. My mom was a property manager, and I grew up with a single mom in property management. And in that day, you went to work in the summer with your mom, and you swam at the pool, and you did all those things and saw everything she did. And so I saw it, and it was wonderful. Like, I was a kid, and my mom ran this business, and, she had all these people and, that looked up to her and needed her. And so it was, I was kind of destined to do it. I think when I was 18, she had a company that she worked for. She'd been with for, 20 years, and they had two properties, a small owner, and other property that was with the company. The manager was leaving, and she was retiring. And I said, I want it. And everybody thought I was crazy. I called their corporate office and said, hey, Jake, the owner. And I said, hey, I want it. And he interviewed me, which is funny because it's the same guy who knew me since I was a toddler. And I got it, and it was amazing. And it was like, hey, we'll give you a chance. And who does that to somebody at 18? I'll take a property at 234 units at 18. And, thank goodness for my mom and her reference, I guess. But, I got in there on my first day, and I closed the door, and I called my mom, and I said, I got it. And now what? Because I had no idea what I was doing. And, that's kind of been, I think, the trend of my career is just, get it and then figure it out. I try to focus and look at, what do we need? I've never been one that, buys into everything that comes out. I just don't think it's in our best interest. And I like to think that vendor partners respect the fact that I'm candid with them, that says, your thing is great, but it's just not for me right now. It's not where we are. It's not where I'm focused on. But I do seek out, what is making our lives difficult? What could take, is taking too much time or could save time? What's costing us too much money? What can I consolidate? We're looking out for what's going to make a difference and then making decisions based on that. I'm not changing something that's not broken.
If I was to be a supplier partner today, and I have a meeting with Jennifer in 30 minutes, and I would ask you to coach me how to approach Jennifer, what would be the best way to approach her in regards to my services and products? How would you coach me? What are some pieces of advice that I could actually use to be successful and hopefully, have a chance at Jennifer's business?
It's client-based. And I think that's the approach. It's, I think the most successful people when they come to me, and I think probably likely when they go to most people, are the people who come and say, what is the challenge you have? And then they try to work to solve that. When you come to me and want however much time, and it's to throw everything in the kitchen sink at me, you've lost me halfway through, because, my time's valuable, and really so is yours too. If you're going to spend 30 minutes talking to me and I need 5 minutes of your time because I have one problem and only really want one solution, let's save both of us a lot of time, because there's somebody out there that needs that other 20 minutes. And so I'm a very right up front, I want to look out for me, but I want to look out for you. Really ask me what I need. Ask me how you can help me, save time, save money. Ask me how you can partner with me to solve for my needs, and I'll give you that answer. And then you can get right to that point, and we can solve for that. And from that relationship, you'll have the opportunity to talk to me about the 20 other things that you might be able to do. It's not just pay. It's environment, it's culture. It's, how I take care of you with my value, with hearing you. Do I know what you want? Am I training you? Am I supporting your training? Am I supporting your future? Do I know where you want to go? Do I have a place for you? Do I have a plan for you? And so, to me, the labor shortage starts with, why do I have that opening? And can I do something to stop it? Because, that person leaving me is going somewhere else. And so to me, it's culture first. It's benefits. It's, hearing them and making sure that I know what they're looking for and what they want. Second to that is, am I paying fair wages? Am I including them in bonus structures? Am I really looking out for them where they are? Ultimately, if I have an open position, it's being market competitive. Am I really expecting someone to come to me who's going to be on call, which is now a challenge. A lot of maintenance team members coming now don't want to do on call. And that's just part of our norm. And so we are looking at that as well. Like, is that going to go away? And tons of companies are finding alternatives to that too, because that's a disadvantage. There are lots of industries that don't require that. If your regionals think the only client is the employees and the residents, you have a problem. Everybody in the party needs to understand that your clients start with your investors all the way down and include your vendor partners. And so I'm satisfying all of them. Ultimately, though, my investors, I need to make sure that I'm making them the return that we promised. And that means I've got to do all the business, all the above that we've talked about. I've got to make sure that I'm in compliance with everything. I'm getting them the return based on the income of the property. I'm doing the business I'm supposed to do. I'm saving the money I'm supposed to save. And that's a really hard thing to do right now. Our primary focus in this market, some properties I have no limits, depending on the area we're in. I can increase, I can do what have you. The properties don't need as much as others. It's not really a big deal. Some properties I have maximum limits on income, and I've got inflation, and I've got all these other problems. And I'm just focused on retention. How can I keep you in your place? Because it's going to cost me a lot more, even if it's no increase. It's going to cost me a lot more to turn your apartment. And so maybe for a little bit, I'm just working on keeping people in place more so than I am this minimal increase that I would experience otherwise, and selling the resident on the fact that it's going to cost them more to move. And so, it's really adaptability. It's this ability to say that no matter, where I'm at, I'm able to pivot